Hello, welcome to the Retail and Consumer Goods Summit. Today we're going to discuss SAP Modernization, the gift that keeps on giving. I'm Brian Mills, Head of North America SAP Sales at Google Cloud. I will be joined later in the presentation by Steve D, Global CIO CTO at Rodan and Fields. A few years ago, I went to a client site for a meeting. They asked if I would participate in a quick consumer study. They took me up to a mock grocery store on the second floor of their headquarters building and asked me to fill out a questionnaire. They gave me a shopping list of 5 items. I could select any brand, price, size I wanted. I went and shopped for the 5 items and brought them back. I put the 5 items on the counter and they handed me a piece of paper that was printed right before I started shopping. They nailed all 5 products that I was going to buy. The host looks at me and says, I need IT to help think, recommend, and do, not just run. And we're moving our budget to do just that. That brings us to today. Obviously, what we've gone through over the past year is forcing us to look at our business through a different lens. How we as consumers want to shop and buy. Data obviously has always been important. However, the winners in the marketplace have figured out how to harness the insight better than their competition. Digital twin discussions are the norm in every line of business. Add in market consolidation and stressed supply chains, one could say it's chaotic. I'd say it's ripe for opportunity. In conversations with many of you over this past year, and frankly, what we at Google have experienced, 3 pillars of focus have emerged. Customer-centric data initiatives, being able to better understand, predict, and execute during the selling season. Operational improvement, if we've learned nothing else over the past year, many of our processes are not as nimble as we once thought. It's back to that do conversation. Omnichannel, shop and buy, how I want, when I want to. And of course, all this has to be built on a sustainable and socially responsible platform. Let's dive into some use cases to bring this to life. Let's face it, the amount of data your business collects on a daily basis is massive, and it'll likely be bigger next year. It is critical to have the capability to ingest high volumes of data cost effectively and be able to both query structured and unstructured data. Doing this on demand and across multiple data sources that don't share common architecture. Companies using Google Cloud are able to connect all types of data sourced from SAP, CRM systems, and other syndicated data sources, and even Google sourced information to create a robust data set. Once the data is unified in one system, customers are able to unlock end-to-end intelligence in real time, which allows you to react faster to market changes. For example, your manufacturing teams can quickly alter ingredients in a breakfast bar in response to a newly trending diet and then launch rapidly to capture that market. Or perhaps your marketing team observes social and search trends that indicate the popularity of naturally derived probiotics in skincare products. With Google Cloud, they can quickly query to find such ingredients across the existing portfolio and either optimize their marketing message to highlight and feature this ingredient, or they can use the information to determine potential suppliers, understand the cost, availability, and production capacity. A new product or enhancement to the existing product could be right around the corner by simply having better and faster insight. With SAP on Google Cloud, this is possible. Enable with BigQuery to query large disparate data sets, Apogee helping you connect and map all your data sources, and Looker and Data Studio to visualize the business bottlenecks and white space opportunities with speed. Next, let's talk about the do portion of my client story. It starts with your data. Obviously, many times stored in your SAP systems, in your SAP landscapes. Information about your product sales, catalog information, marketing plans, maybe seasonal events or promotional information, and information about stores and distribution centers, depending on what you want to predict for. One note on this, back to that transparency conversation. This information is used to create your forecasts only. Google does not use your data for any other purpose that you have not authorized. Next, Google will execute its proprietary ML models specifically designed for demand forecasting. Google is continuously improving these algorithms with the help of our AI ML research arm, Google Brain. Let's talk through a customer example. Japanese fashion is highly influenced by magazines. Using ML from Google, we can scan, watch images from TV, magazines, and other influencing data sets and send to a TensorFlow model. Here we can categorize the data, build up a list of attributes like most common colors, style. Next, the model can come back with recommendations for popular style and color palettes. Hey, what do you know? Red sneakers are popular and trending. With the integration to SAP, the customer can understand what stock's available and, if not available, match the next best product. Marketing can then promote these items as well as place additional orders for relevant merchandise. And as style changes, customers can also understand what to discount. Obviously, the goal is to link merchandise planning and advertising together. If the customer's running ads, for instance, for say red sneakers and hitting sales targets, we can also integrate back with SAP to understand if we have the inventory to actually support the promotion. Finally, optimizing your digital channels. Selling across digital channels has become fundamental to growth and success. Digital channels also need constant and ongoing development. It's not a one-time thing. A scalable and flexible foundation that enables customers to accommodate fluctuations of traffic and provide great customer experiences. SAP on Google Cloud enables customers to combine product information found inside of SAP plus outside sales and marketing data to create a better, more personalized experience for customers. For instance, many Google customers use Search AI to create custom buying experiences with high individual relevancy. Leverage recommendation AI to upsell, cross-sell throughout consumers' digital touchpoints. Utilize sales optimization to combine SAP customer data with Google Geo data into one environment, and then run predictive segmentation analysis. Augment marketing and media data with Google Outlet data to provide and identify incremental outlets of interest, new selling locations, and most importantly, optimize store assortments. And finally, combine marketing data and SAP transactional data with Google data to understand marketing effectiveness and improve future campaigns. Obviously, all this prior information has to be run on a fantastic platform. To enable the prior pillars, Google has built a robust, resilient, and most sustainable cloud in the industry. The global secure network where Google's fiber investments provide a global, secure, and scalable foundation for SAP deployment. For example, data is encrypted in transit and at rest. The resilient infrastructure. Google provides 100% virtualization-based architecture for SAP with some of the largest sizing in the market. Google's live migration reduces planned downtime for hardware patches and fixes. Additionally, customers are not tied to specific machines. They pay per use. Innovation. Innovate and do things differently. With Google's analytics capabilities, AI/ML platform, matched with your SAP data, we can unlock insight for your LOB. Net, while the client example I gave wanted to focus on the think, recommend, do, the elasticity and scalability of the platform is critical to making sure the prior use cases come to life. Finally, technology simplification, business outcome first discussions, maximizing your talent discussions I have with many of you. The old adage, people, process, and technology never goes out of style, and there's got to be a return on the investment. To support those conversations and around those business case discussions, both IDC and Forrester have documented case studies around TCO and value. Check both of them out on our website. I'm very excited to have Global CIO and CTO of leading skincare brand Rodan & Fields, Steve D, with us today to talk about how they modernize SAP on Google Cloud and the benefits they're seeing. Steve, let's start talking about Rodan & Fields and the importance of SAP for your business.
Well, Brian, thanks for the opportunity to talk about Rodan & Fields. To give you a little background, Rodan & Fields was founded by two Stanford-trained doctors, and they still practice today. And what they were trying to do was make skincare accessible to everyone and provide life-changing skincare to people all around the world. We've been named the #1 premium skincare brand in North America recently by Euromonitor in 2020. And for the last 5 years, we've been the #1 skincare brand in the United States. As far as what SAP goes, we use it quite a bit. All of our supply chain and financial transactions and our e-commerce, all of our websites run on SAP. This enables Rodan & Fields to operate in multiple countries and territories and to make accurate on-time payments. to consultants while adhering to rigorous accounting procedures supported by its SAP-based ERP systems, including SAP ERP Central Component, ECC. SAP ensures that all of our financials are always correct, which is critical to the consultants and to our relationships with them. Internally, it's also essential that we can provide up-to-the-minute financials to the teams who need this information for reporting, planning, and other activities.
Oh, that's great. And I can tell you right now, upstairs in my wife's bathroom, there's a Rodan and Fields product upstairs, and she brags about them. So they're
Well,
fantastic.
thank you for your support. We really appreciate it.
No problem. Let's talk a bit about the challenges that you're facing that led you to consider modernizing your SAP operations. I asked that question because obviously SAP is very critical to many of our customers, and sometimes the first instinct is to not touch anything in the fear that something might break.
Well, I think what we were experiencing this time of rapid growth, and we had an existing mixed cloud and on-premises infrastructure that was just struggling to keep up. Uptime was an issue. Existing database software also prevented the efficient distribution of actionable data to decision makers with the business. And looking to the future, we just had a desire to take advantage of artificial intelligence and automation. Look, we felt that we didn't have a choice, and it wasn't a technology choice, it was a business choice. And we felt that SAP on Google Cloud was our best solution.
Oh, fantastic. And actually, speaking of actually that choice, deciding on a cloud provider to partner with can be a little daunting. Lot to consider, a lot to walk through. Walk us through what were the factors that you considered, and why did you decide to go with Google Cloud?
Well, we researched several public cloud and managed service providers, all the big ones that were out there, and even some smaller startup ones. But we focused on the ones that specifically had SAP expertise and an understanding of e-commerce businesses. We needed a cloud platform with sufficient processing power and built-in intelligence to quickly distribute useful information to consultants and employees. We have over 300,000 different independent consultants, and they each have a different website for their own personal use. And so uptime is critical, and we needed flexibility for testing. We eventually chose Google Cloud, given the close alignment of offerings with their unique skills with SAP and with what we were doing at Rodan and Fields.
Yeah, that's great. And obviously, while it's always fun to talk about the technology, it's really the business benefits that we're looking at here. What are some of the benefits of modernization that you're seeing today?
Well, first, the uptime and the reliability is a big consideration, and it's been a huge benefit for us. It's built trust with our consultants. Second, migrating the SAP ECC data into BigQuery, our business can now cross-reference transactional data with experience data. It enables us to draw on shopping behavior as well as actual sales, and it results in an improved customer experience because we're now better to understand their expectations and their preferences. As we migrate to the cloud, we're also discovering more flexible ways to leverage this wealth of transactional data that was historically managed in-house. We're uncovering this intelligence that was just previously unavailable because it was just difficult to turn the data into insights. And so our business is really excited about finding all of these new insights. And we pass this on to our marketing team. It informs campaign decisions, and we can just really effectively target the right audience. But it's motivated a lot of the technology team. They've been able to be trained in new skills, and that really helps their long-term careers. And the people that work with me, they're really proud of our new systems and excited about the opportunities that go with a cutting-edge technology environment. And I think it makes us much more appealing to people that are looking across all of the various technology offerings in the Bay Area, and it's really helped us to hire high quality talent. And I think if we stayed with more traditional ways of managing technology, we wouldn't be able to reach the kind of talent that we're attracting today.
No, spot on. That personal ownership and personal pride of a job well done, especially when you've taken on a project like this, I'm sure it's helped overall employee morale, especially in your IT organization and in the business organization. Speaking of the
Absolutely.
future, What's the future look like? What are you most excited about?
Well, it's. I feel like we've got a lot of flexibility now. We've it's SAP and Google Cloud have delivered a much more agile environment that can better support as we target new areas of growth. And it opens the door to a lot of new generation and next generation technologies. We're thinking about migrating to SAP S4 HANA. We're looking into Google Cloud machine learning, and there's just a lot of further opportunities for us to automate a lot of manual processes that we have today to then reinvest those resources back into our business and really provide consultants with the right type of prospects and the marketing resources to help them expand their networks.
No, it makes complete sense. Last question. What would you say? This was probably you a few years ago. What would you say to a business on the fence? They need to upgrade their technology. They know it, but they're also worried about the complexity that comes with a modernization effort like this. What advice would you give them?
Well, I would go down the path we did. Do your research, do your homework, but I would go for it. I think that there's never a better time than now. It's not an experiment. There's a lot of experience with upgrading SAP and moving SAP into the Google Cloud, and we it was not as painful as it would have been a couple of years ago. It was very straightforward. There's a lot of tools to help you make that decision and make it to where your people are excited about doing it. I would say find the investment within what you're doing today and just go for it.
Steve, thank you very much for the insight and sharing your journey. And thank you, all of you, for attending this session. For more information, check out our website, cloud.google.com/SAP. Thank you.